Hello, Patriots, and welcome back to the Patriot Dad channel, where we can discuss current events and modern issues, all while keeping it as real as possible. Today, we're going to be doing a reaction to Kamala Harris's CNN town hall aired just yesterday. It's been a crazy couple of days, folks. I'm sure I look like it, but you know what? Full send, we're going to do this anyway. Glad to see Tim still going on IRL. Glad to see Jeremy on the quartering still doing fantastic. Glad to see so many people in our space succeeding. So, let's see how people on the other side are doing. Let's get it pulled up and get right into it, shall we? Say, I haven't watched this yet, so let's watch it for the first time together. What could go wrong?
And welcome. We are live from Chester Township, Pennsylvania, Delaware County, one of the critical counties around Philadelphia that will help determine who wins the White House. Welcome to CNN's presidential town hall with the Democratic nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm Anderson Cooper. Now, in this...
And obviously, all credit, if you want to call it that, goes to CNN for airing this on their YouTube channel. I will put the original links in the description, so check it out, show your support. Even though you may not like them, they did put this up on YouTube for us.
In this room, we have assembled a group of 32 Pennsylvania voters who say they are still undecided or persuadable. All of them are registered to vote. Some cast votes for Joe Biden in 2020, others for Donald Trump. Some didn't vote at all, and for some, this is their first election.
Who really thinks that these people are undecided? Is there really anyone that's undecided left? We're so tribally divided at this point. Like, I just can't imagine 32 people that they found in the entire state of Pennsylvania that could possibly be undecided at this point, unless you've just been hiding under a rock.
Many are leaning right now to one candidate or another, but they all say they have yet to make their final choice. Now, we found these voters working with a nonpartisan research firm, as well as business and religious groups, universities, and other civic organizations.
They just listed enough organizations where each one had to find like one person.
These voters are asking their own questions tonight, selected by CNN to cover a variety of topics. You may see them holding a piece of paper when they're asking their question.
Those are the questions we handed them. Does that even, come on, really? I wouldn't have thought that you provided the questions to these people to ask until you specifically mentioned that, like, oh, don't worry, guys. These are their own questions. Nothing to see here.
Has their question on it. That is a question they have come up with. It has not been edited in any way by CNN. We also invited former President Donald Trump to participate in a town hall or a debate. He declined. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice
It's okay. He'll be on Joe Rogan. He doesn't need to go on your channel.
President Kamala Harris. Vice President, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks. You have a mic right here.
Thank you.
If you couldn't tell what a mic is.
Than's so much for being with us. We're going to get to the audience in just a second. I want to start by asking you, though, for weeks you have been calling Donald Trump unstable, unhinged. You've called him dangerous. You've quoted General Milley recently, who called him a fascist.
Yes, let's say more words that might get somebody to attempt on his life. Guys, what are we doing?
Today, you quoted General Kelly, who said that Trump repeatedly praised Hitler. Yeah. But there are tens of millions of Americans right now who have heard all those things and they don't buy it, or even if they do, they're still going to vote for Donald Trump. He's arguably more popular now than ever. You have 13 days to go.
Also, she's still wearing the same earrings. Oh, the conspiracy theory about them being like earpieces. Like, if you have any bone conducting headphones, same principle. Like, I wouldn't have believed it early on. Like, I thought it was outrageous, but like, she's literally had the same set of earrings for like all of these debates, town halls, interviews. She has enough money. You can see the other clothes she wears. She has other sets of earrings, I promise you.
What do you say to those voters to convince them? Because some of them are in this room.
Sure, and I thank you all for taking the time to be here. And you could be doing a number of other things with your time. So this really is proof that we love our country. People are engaged, Anderson, and really want to talk about the issues. And so the issue that you raise, yes, I do believe that Donald Trump is unstable, increasingly unstable, and unfit to serve. And I don't necessarily think that everyone has heard what you and I have heard repeatedly, which is the people who know Donald Trump best, the people who worked with him in the White House, in the Situation Room, in the Oval Office, all Republicans, by the way, who served in his administration, his former chief of staff, his national security advisor.
So we're just going to go through the deep state list of rhinos and cronies that have already endorsed you. Like, we get it. He's not popular with the DC crowd, which is probably why we like him so much.
Former secretaries of defense and his vice president.
You're tone deaf. She's literally bootlicking the government right now. Like, this isn't... I just noticed her face when I paused it. Oh, God. I did not do that on purpose, I promise. But she's bootlicking the establishment right now. Like, look at all the establishment people that don't like him. Yes, that's why we like him.
All called him unfit and dangerous. They have said explicitly he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States. They have said he should never again serve as president of the United States. We know that is why Mike Pence is not running with him again. Why the
and good riddance.
Job was empty. And then today we learned that John Kelly, a 4-star Marine general, who was his longest serving chief of staff, gave an interview recently in the last 2 weeks of this election, talking about how dangerous Donald Trump is.
And you're so much better. Your work on the border, your work passing the Inflation Reduction Act, your work passing one of the other 2 or 33 pieces of legislation that you were the tie-breaking vote as the president of the Senate. Your work in California was so great. I'm sure the people in jail there for drug charges really love you. I'm sure the people that were kept incarcerated past the end of their term so they could fight fires really love you. And your running mate, I'm sure the Communist Chinese Party loves him. So y'all are doing wonderful.
And I think one has to think about, why would someone who served with him, who is not political, a 4-star Marine...
Okay, anyone that knows anything about the military, a 4-star general is absolutely a politician.
General. Why is he telling the American people now? And frankly, I think of it as he's just putting out a 911 call to the American people. Understand what could happen if Donald Trump were back in the White House. And this...
What? Tell us.
This time... we must take very seriously those folks who knew him best and who were career people are
career politicians, mind you,
not going to be there to hold him back.
Wonderful. Good. Abolish every government agency they are a part of.
At least before, there were folks who we know what he would say, but they would restrain him. Imagine now.
Oh, by lying to him. The generals that lied to him about keeping troops in Syria when he asked them to get them all out. Those people, the people in the military that ignored the civilian head of the military? Yeah. Yeah, let's take their word for it.
Donald Trump in the Oval Office, in the Situation Room. He who has openly admired dictators, said he would be a dictator on day one. The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has said he is a fascist to the core.
Says the fascist, Nazi, crazy Democrat person. Like, these guys are projecting so hard, they might burn out their bulb.
So I think that when the American people reflect, especially those who are undecided, on who you should listen to, don't take my word for it. In fact, go online and listen to John Kelly, his voice, talking about what he thinks of Donald Trump 2 weeks before the election.
I'd rather not listen to a bunch of people from the government that are bootlickers and love the government. Like, I just don't want to do that, but thank you.
Because I think we all know, to your point, Anderson, it is close, but there are undecided voters who clearly, by being here, have an open mind, want to talk in a way that is grounded in issues and fact. And when they hear these facts, I think it compels a lot of people to be concerned about the future of our country with Donald Trump at the lead.
You've quoted General Milley calling Donald Trump a fascist. You yourself have not used that word to describe him. Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to put it right here, but fascism is the government led by a dictator who controls every aspect of the society, putting the wealthy minority on top. Fascism supports totalitarian, single-party state. Fascism is for establishing physical education, indoctrination, and family policy as the various means of mobilization of a nation. It is interesting to note that fascism was founded by Italian national syndicalists during World War I. Though fascism does not believe that a class conflict can bring about a change, it believes that a class conflict can harm the integrity of the country. So they took steps to prevent class conflict by becoming mediums between classes. Guys, I just don't see that in Trump. I don't. He's not for an authoritarian single-party state. He is all about returning power to the states, which y'all are very upset about, like with Roe versus Wade. You say he hates the Constitution, and yet he did one of the most constitutional things any president has done in my recent lifetime. What is everyone's issue? Why? Oh, wait, never mind. The deep state hates him. The government hates him because he doesn't like them.
Yes, I do. And I also believe that the people who know him best on this subject should be trusted. Again, look at
Trust the government, everyone.
their careers. These are not people, with the exception, I think, of only Mike Pence. These were not politicians.
Incorrect.
These are career people who have served in the highest roles in national security, who have served as generals in our military.
Politicians.
Who are highly respected, talking about the person who would be commander-in-chief, not to mention what we know and what they've told us about how he talks about the military, servicemen and women, referring to them as suckers and losers.
Never happened.
How he demeans people who have taken an oath to sacrifice their life for our country. And I do believe, Anderson, that part of this is why, even just this week, I traveled this state and others with Liz Cheney, former Congress member who was a very high-ranking Republican. She has endorsed me. Her father, the former Vice President of the United States, Dick Cheney, is voting for me.
Holy shit. Does anyone else think it's just completely wild that the Democrats are foaming at the mouth, so happy that Dick Cheney endorsed them? Like, what alternate timeline, madness, weirdo, crazy place are we living in? I did not have this on my bingo card, did you?
Over 400 previous members of
the government,
the administration, from Ronald Reagan to both Presidents Bush to Donald Trump, even, have endorsed my candidacy. And the reason why, among them,
is they're afraid of afuera. Just like when Milei came into office and shit-canned 80% of government. Afuera, afuera. Just today, he's talking about wanting to abolish the income tax. No wonder you guys hate him.
Is a legitimate fear based on Donald Trump's words and actions that he will not obey an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. He himself has said he would terminate the Constitution of the United States and wants to earn your vote.
Yeah, show me the clip of that. You mean when he was just in jest saying he would be a dictator on day one just to implement a couple of things and then like that? That's what you're talking about? Yeah, y'all are a little crazy.
To stand again behind the seal of the President of the United States? No one standing behind the seal of the President of the United States of America.
Yeah, we got that part.
Should be in that position saying they want to terminate the Constitution of the United States.
Let's get to
Instead, we should just let the lady that, a lady, but we should also let the lady that, I don't know, left the border wide the hell open for 3.5 years. That's a better person that should be there helping to defend the Constitution in this country, right? Get out of here.
to some of our voters. I want you to meet a registered Republican who's very concerned about Trump's views on democracy and January 6th. She told us she's looking for a reason to vote for you, but is yet to make her final
With that shirt, there's no way.
decision. Her name is Natasha Kwiatkowski. She's a student at Bryn Mawr College. What's your question, Natasha?
Awesome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for taking my question.
Thank you, Natasha.
And as someone who hasn't fully committed to either party, how do you plan to address the concerns of independent voters and anti-Trump Republicans like myself who feel left out of the polarized political landscape?
You're asking one of the most polarizing people in politics right now what her plan is about people that are polarizing?
And what specific actions would you take to bridge the political divide and create more unity?
That's a
I'm going to give free shit to everyone.
wonderful question. I pledge to you to be a president for all Americans.
Let's see what she says.
And I think, to the point of, in the spirit of your question, that people are frankly exhausted with what has been happening over the last several years, which is this environment that is suggesting that Americans should be pointing fingers at one another, that we are
No, No. At you. Your administration is doing this.
Divided as a nation, instead of what I think you and I will speak for us, I think, who believe and know
Because you're
the
a
vast
woman.
majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. And I think that the American people deserve to have a president who is grounded in what is common sense, what is practical, and what is in the best interest of the people, not themselves. I started my career as a prosecutor.
And
And
we
I
know
will
how you
tell
started your career.
I never in my career, and most of my career was outside of Washington, D.C., by the way. Only 4 years when I was in the Senate were in Washington, other than being vice president. I have
So the other 4 years?
never in my career as a prosecutor asked a victim or a witness of a crime, are you a Democrat or a Republican? The only thing I've ever asked is, are you okay?
And do you want to stay in jail to help fight fires? Oh, you probably actually didn't ask that.
And I do believe that is what the American people deserve in their president, and not someone who makes decisions based on who voted for them or what is in their personal interest. And I reference that because, as we know, it has been revealed that Donald Trump, when he was president, during extreme disasters, when it came time to determine how those areas, those people who had been traumatized by extreme weather would get relief, he asked the question, did they vote for him? I believe the American people deserve better.
North Carolina deserves better. Georgia deserves better. You clown.
And they deserve a president who is focused on solutions, not sitting in the Oval Office plotting their revenge.
Oh, or asleep, or laying on a beach, or just on vacation. Pretty sure Biden's been on vacation for like half of his presidency. What are you talking about?
And retribution.
All right, everyone, that was part 1 of the town hall. I look forward to getting to the second part tomorrow. I have other videos to shoot and edit. I have other things to do tonight. I'm going to get this edited up and out to you. I hope that you all enjoyed it as much as I did. I don't know. Has it changed anyone's mind yet? Yeah, me neither. Thank you to those of you that made it to the end of the video. I greatly appreciate your support. If you're looking for other ways to support the channel, please check out the links down in the description below. And if you're looking for a free way to support, click the like button on the video, share the video with friends and family, leave a comment on the video, or subscribe to the channel. All of those are free and help out the channel with the algorithm. If you all have a recommendation for another video you want to see reacted to or a topic discussed on the channel, please make sure you leave it in a comment below and we will get to it as soon as we can. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves, and God bless. Go ahead and check out one of the links on the screen now to either subscribe to the channel and see the rest of the videos of the channel, or one of the carefully selected videos that you may wish to see that YouTube has used its algorithm to select for you.